Everybody, Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Welcome back to Jimmy Hula's as we continue our spring football recaps. This is certainly better than how we did it last year where we did the video link. And some we will be doing video links because not all the coaches can make it here. But I'm blessed that we've had several over the last couple of days come down. This gentleman has come up tonight to Jimmy Hula's. Right. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say this. Somebody asked me the other day what my impressions were of MCC the other night, and I said, my goodness gracious, nobody is going to stop you guys. Please help me welcome here tonight to Jimmy Hula's to recap his spring, the head football coach for the Hustlers, Willie Tillman. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Satellite, Purdue, right? Got it all down.
Don't forget FIT.
Yeah, that's right. So, Coach, let's start with your spring. I mean, obviously, how did that work for you? Because, you had Noah and you had Brogan and we were just talking about your running back. Howard DeWitt. Yep. All running track. How were you able to navigate through spring? These guys are preparing to win a state championship. They won silver. How do you navigate through that as a coach with guys that are exceptional at two sports like that?
Well, track was their priority during track season. And that was something that was important to them and important to me. Yeah. Knowing that they're going to be carrying the ball in a couple months. Yep. We want to get faster. And I'm a true believer. The only way you're going to get fast is you run fast.
I know it.
Right?
They did run fast.
And they competed against each other every day with another guy by the name of Justin Willard.
Yeah, man.
Pushing those guys as well. It just really it was nice to see that hard work that they put in during the winter. Not only on the track, but also in the weight room. Yeah. We've been going at this since January 6th.
Wow.
This was our all season. This was our first quarter of our all season. Actually, we just finished our second quarter with the spring game.
Gotcha.
But that
so
first
you break it down in quarters.
Oh yeah, I break it down in quarters.
Oh, look at I like that.
We're halftime right now.
I'm always looking for I'm always looking for good stuff. Man.
We're halftime right now.
But
the summer started third quarter.
Okay.
So, but right now, it was been good to have a vision where you want the program to go, what you want guys to be doing, what do you want it to look like on a Friday during a spring game, to see those guys run like they did, to see the crowd, to see college coaches on the sideline.
They were there.
That was a vision. That was a vision, and it looked good, I would say.
Yes, it did. I looked down on that fence and saw those college coaches there. So, in case we're going to do something a little different here. So, I'm going to stop for a second, and here is one of – I think this is either the first or second play from scrimmage. Take a look at this. One to his left, one to his right. Cocoa Beach shows blitz. Flores gets in there. Nice block. Flores trying to get back across the field. There goes Noah Flores. Noah Flores is gone. He's at the 50, the 40, and you can kiss Noah Flores goodbye. Touchdown, MCC. One play, 80-yard touchdown. Right, so that's one play. Here's another play to start a drive. Another drive shortly hereafter. So watch this one. That double split equally to each side. That's pretty much what that means. McNabb, that's a motion or an offside or something. But underneath the Flores, what a block. There goes Flores again. Look at Noah Flores go. Flores is going to score another touchdown. Noah Flores in for a 75-yard touchdown by Noah Flores. He has 2 receptions, an 80-yarder, and now a 75-yarder. How about those stats? And it's 13-7. Turns, gives. DeWitt still on his feet. DeWitt cuts back. Can DeWitt outrun the secondary down the sidelines? Maybe he can. Cuts back again. Howard DeWitt will score an MCC touchdown. The second 80. So you get the gist of this, right? I mean, There goes Noah Flores. There goes Brogan McNabb. There goes Howard DeWitt. Coach, I said during the broadcast, I said, man, this is fantastic. It's a spring game, guys. Can I see a little of the offense? I mean, but I know, of course, the object is to put the ball in the end zone.
Yes, sir.
As you're standing there as a coach and you're watching these guys run up and down the field, gets a pretty good Cocoa Beach defense there. Talk about what's going through your mind as you're looking at this.
You know, I think I probably was just as surprised as you were.
Yeah.
The guys put the work in, and we had 63 points in a half, 600 and something yards.
It was crazy.
Of total offense, 63 points. Yeah, and I think Flores had 5 catches for 127 yards, two rushes for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. They put up big numbers.
Yeah,
and I really wasn't. You want that,
right?
And you draw up plays for that to happen, but those things just don't happen. So to see it, to feel it, to be there, it was just awesome.
Awesome,
just really awesome.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved it. I'm not a big spring. I told you this before. I hate spring football because to me it's a tease.
Right.
It's just a tease because it means it's over for 2-3 months. And then you watch these guys step up because a lot of guys on your team play Ironman football.
They do.
You watch a guy like a Noah Flores step on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that kid actually likes hitting people harder than he does running 80-yard touchdowns. It's incredible.
It's close which one he likes better. And it's funny because he called a couple of the defensive calls. Suggested, I should say. He didn't call it. He suggested some defensive calls, and we rode with him.
I like it.
And he felt some things, and he get the sack there, the tackle for loss, and he was kind of calling his old number, filling and that's a good thing when you have guys that understand the scheme, understand what's going on, and we have coaches that believe in him, and say, hey, if that's what he feels, let's go ahead and go with that.
What'd you learn about your team when you packed it up Friday night and you kicked back in your chair at home on Saturday and maybe thought about this? What did you learn about your football team that you didn't know going into spring?
I think it was some guys, some individuals.
Yeah.
Because we really had 30 guys out in the spring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being 1A, we just don't have the numbers.
Right.
And so it's really hard to go live 11 on 11.
Right.
You got to protect guys, and you don't want to get guys hurt. But so we didn't get to see a lot of live action.
Right.
So there was a couple of guys that really stood out to me. The Lucas Hamilton guy stood out a little bit. At defensive back, Noble Gabriel, probably don't know what that is, but he started at corner and did a solid job.
Yes.
And then we had some guys up front, Vance Singer, who made some plays, who played both sides last year, but really stepped up and he's taken more of a leadership role on.
He had a sack where he reached over a player and jerked the quarterback.
He sure did.
Yeah, it was fun.
He sure did. So I think those are the biggest surprises. Just the young men growing up
and it's their
and
youth
taking that role
too, because you don't expect guys to do that as sophomores and juniors.
Right.
And
that's
fantastic. All right, your coaching staff seems to be set. I mean, I love how you guys work and interact.
Right. Well, I got to give a shout out too, and I don't know. We hired Nefi Moffitt as our defensive coordinator.
I love Nefi.
Yes,
everybody loves Nefi.
Yeah, so I got to give him a shout out. He did a great job last Friday. And the thing was, and again, we don't go live a lot in practice, so it's hard to coach some things up. So those first couple drives with Cocoa Beach that was the first time we seen some speed and guys coming at us, hitting us a little bit. But he did a great job adjusting some things, and that second game against Palm Bay, he really
and let's be honest,
got into a groove there.
When you put up 63 points, right? Idiots like me are going to say, yeah, but, we got to have something to talk about, right? Because the offense was perfect, right? I think I actually made a statement where I said, the defense probably needs to tighten up. But what the hell am I talking about? They put up 63 points. They were just fine. The Hustlers are fine. Talk about the trenches, Coach, because I think, we interviewed Coach Diesel last night, got you tonight. Or vice versa, however it shows
Coach
up.
Coach Diesel, big man, shout out.
I think, and this may offend some other coaches in the county, but knowing what I know, I think you guys in Titusville have the best offensive lines in this county. Talk about yours, because you've got one of the prized recruits in the county on that line.
For sure. Javian Cooper is probably one of the best in the state at his position, if not. He's a 4-star, got multiple offers, and just getting better, becoming more of a leader. But he loves football. You know, if it was a basketball kid, you would call him a gym rat.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to get stronger, wants to get better. You know, and it's taking that leadership on and bringing the younger kids, the younger old linemen on, with coaching them up as well. But I think with him and a mixture of the coaching that they're getting. You know, we had some good coaches coaching the O-line last year. This spring, Coach Knox and myself and Coach O was like we triple team.
I think you know a thing or two about that. Yeah.
The O-line, you know, because that's important.
Yes,
that's
it is.
important. So to have, you know, those 3 sets of eyes on the O-line and coaching those guys up is important to us, and I think that's why we're doing a good job.
Brogan wasn't touched. Howard wasn't touched, and as fast as those guys are, that is really a testament and a tribute to them. That place was packed, and I know that you got the visitors sat on the visitor side, but the support, they are aching. I mean, I know how heartbroken everybody was with the way it ended so abruptly last year.
Yes.
As you look at this team, Coach, and I know, of course, every coach is going to say our goal is to get to the final game and win it. I get that. But you have the talent, certainly, on this team to do something like that. What is it going to take for this team to take the next step this year? What do you guys learn from a sudden ending like that? Have you talked about it with them, and how has it motivated them coming into spring?
Yeah, we definitely talked about it. You know, because it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know, and I think all of us still feel a little bit that on us.
Sure.
And it's motivated us this spring. You know, and what we have to do moving forward, you know, we have to get better defensively.
Right.
Than we were last year.
You got a great guy there now.
Yeah, we got a good guy there now. That's going to get better. So we got to get better at that. And then we got to quit beating ourselves.
Yeah.
We beat ourselves a lot last year.
Yeah.
With penalties, you know, and some of that is just I'm going to take the blame for it, even though I'm not holding nobody, but I got to hold them more accountable.
Yeah, I get it.
And we got to be more disciplined. And I hate to be saying this on air that, you know, and that's something I strive on is being disciplined, but it showed last year that there was times where we weren't very disciplined.
Right. Well,
and so we gotta get better at that. And then, you know, just being smart offensively.
Right.
Now that we have so many weapons, you know, like how we're going to use them. Let's, you know, maybe use the clock a little more if we can.
I like that.
You know,
right.
Things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Man.
So those things I'm learning from this team. But I know we have an explosive offense that I'm excited to see play 4 quarters against somebody.
It is certainly, and you know, here's the other thing too. I think a lot of times, you know, I saw this at Cocoa sometimes. When your offense is as good as yours is, a lot of times there can be a tendency for the kids to lean on it too much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And say, well, you know what, we just gave up 6. Our offense is going to go turn around and get that right back.
Right.
But when that doesn't happen, sometimes you then turn around and find yourself down by 2 scores, and all of a sudden it becomes pressing and undisciplined play. So, no, you're absolutely right. Man, I tell you, that was a wild season last year with everything that happened over in Orlando. I just want to know this. Did you get your district championship trophy yet?
Yes.
All right. That's all I want.
We had it, and it got misplaced in the closet, and it's not in the closet.
Oh, as long as they gave it up, that's all I care, man. That's what I want to know. Coach, you know, you have been a coach at every level, okay?
Yes,
you have stepped foot on every level of a football field. As you get ready to coach in 2025, I'm curious to pick your brain a little bit on some of the changes you've seen, what you like. I mean, listen, you were a heavily recruited player coming out of high school. Obviously, recruiting is different today. And And even when you're in high school, the things that are happening now, I'm curious to get your take on what you think of the portal. I'm interested to get your take on the NIL. I don't think we've ever had a chance to really talk about all that. What is your take on this as a guy that's been there at every level?
Somebody needs to take control over it. You know,
Yeah.
and I really think I think Nick Saban's going to be the one that does.
I
this.
hope you're right.
I think so, and some people may not agree with that, but
I agree.
I agree too. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows college football better than Nick Saban?
Who's
right?
cheated more than Nick? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But no, but I think there's good and bad with the portal. I think the good is if you got a dream of playing Division I football, that dream you got 5 to 6 years to continue to get there.
I agree.
Once you leave high school,
Yep.
you know you could transfer up.
Play JUCO first and not get a count.
and not even count,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
still have some years.
Yep.
I think that was harder
Yeah.
in the past to get to that level.
Yeah.
You know, now you can go as a grad student.
Yep.
You can just go your junior year. So I think that's helped.
Does that
kids.
make you like a little just a little bit like I wish I had a chance to
For
do?
sure, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
I actually the portal stuff don't matter to me.
Right, because you just stayed at Purdue.
Yeah,
you're a Purdue guy.
It's that NIL.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah, who doesn't,
like
right?
really though, right? Especially what these kids are getting paid
It's
now.
ridiculous, man.
And I've been fortunate to be on some recruiting trips,
Right.
and be in some meetings and listen to numbers.
It's
And
wild.
yeah, man. So
When you hear six figures put on a table for a high school football player,
yeah,
you think to yourself, did he just say that?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes. And that kid, whoever it is, I don't care where you come from, who you are, when you hear that, how do you keep your composure? You gotta be.
Yes.
It's tough. So you do. I want to. I've told Bobby this. You guys do a terrific job. I know you don't keep them all because of just the way it is.
right.
But based on your school's location, the fact that you are a private school, I think you guys do a terrific job keeping your players. I commend you
Right.
for that there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Well, and it
it's
takes
not easy.
And it takes a special kid to go to MCC.
Yeah.
MCC isn't for everybody.
No.
And we understand that. And when kids come in the door to visit, I let them know, MCC isn't for everybody.
Right.
But the ones that come, the ones that buy in, the ones that are buying into the brotherhood and take their education serious,
Yes.
those are the ones that's going to make it. Those are the ones that stay, and those
Yeah.
are the ones that we need. And again, we're 1A, so we don't need a whole lot of kids.
No.
You know what I mean? We need a couple kids that believe in what we're doing, stay 4 years so we can develop them,
Right.
and then and see how it all ends up on the field. But more importantly, as long as they're graduating and going off to college or going into a trade or somewhere, most of our kids from MC go to college, but they're doing something, being a productive person in society.
Yeah, no doubt. Here with Willie Tillman live from Jimmy Hula's here tonight. And so, just watching high school level football, I mean, I bet a guy like you that's had so much success out there, a graduate of Satellite High School, you probably look around sometimes and go, man, look at all these changes. That just everything that has gone down. Part of the reason I won't go home because I don't want to see what's changed. I want to remember it. I want to remember it as it was. Let me ask you this: as you look back on your playing career, I've never asked you this question before.
Okay.
What is the highlight of your playing career?
Wow, the highlight of
you
my
give me
playing.
two because you had a lot. So, what was the highlight of your career?
Wow. Wow. We went to 2 Alamo Bowls at Purdue.
Back when they gave good swag bags too,
Yeah,
right?
man, great swag bags. I guess that was our NIL then.
Yeah, right.
That was a great memory. Beating. And I went twice,
Right.
And we'll just say this is one. but I went as a player and I went as a coach.
That's cool.
So that we get to see both sides of that. We beat Oklahoma State one year, then we beat Kansas State, which was number 3 in the nation with Michael Bishop 1 year. So that was awesome. We had a big win against Notre Dame.
I like that one.
97, my senior year, and I think that kind of. Cause we ended up going 9-3 my senior year and played in that Alamo Bowl. But that Notre Dame game was what really just catapulted us to a great season. And those are 2 good memories I've had from my playing days.
You and I we've talked a lot over the years, a couple of times. Where you've coached elsewhere. I asked Coach Diesel this, so I'll ask you this question: what's different about you coming into this year as a coach, maybe to Willie Tillman 5 years ago?
5 years ago, probably a lot more controlled.
Right.
I would say. For example, Friday, even though it wasn't a real game, but it was coaching.
Yeah.
And after the game, Bobby Norton, my director of football ops, stays right next to me.
Sure he does.
He doesn't need me yelling at officials and things like that. And I said, Bobby, how did I do? He said, this is the calmest I've ever seen.
Last year.
After last year, I'm yelling at officials. And you say 5 years. Let's just talk about a year.
The competitiveness to win, though. That's it.
And it's funny because one of the officials Friday I had last year, and he says, hey, Coach, how you doing, man? And I just started apologizing.
Okay, this will be apologize.
And he says, stop it. He goes, Coach, you're passionate about what you do. I understand.
I got it. I like it. The control parts, Caleb and I were talking about, there comes a point in time in life where, I was telling somebody the other night, I was like, the things that made me mad 5 years ago, I don't know why, but they don't make me mad anymore. It's just different, and you understand it one day. As we get set to wrap up here, I want you to just where the state of MCC football as a program. We're at, you said halftime coming up, right?
Right now we're at halftime.
So give us the halftime report on the state of MCC football.
Well, right now I'm very encouraged. And I got to say this, man. I'm very blessed just to be in this position with the kids that we have, with the support that I have from the school administration, the parents, and then the buy-in from the kids, from these young men. So we're excited about this summer, our third quarter, which is our summer workouts. We're excited about that. We're going to go play in some 7-on-7 games and go into a team camp late in the summer as well. So we're fired about that. So right now, man, it's on the up and up. I told our guys the other day we're trending. I don't know if we're really trending, for as
right.
social media.
No.
But within
Upwards.
What we're doing,
right.
We're getting better. So I'm excited. I'm really am.
You will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see where the away games are. 6, 7, 8, including Titusville and MCC. You will see 8 of the 10 games next year of MCC right here on Brevard Sports Network. I got friends at Bishop Moore. If we can get over there, maybe we'll head over there as well. But
oh no, they're coming here.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and maybe that's. Yeah, it should be.
They are. Okay, so
yep.
Bishop Moore you'll see here. We'll go on the road to Titusville, to Heritage, and to Holy Trinity.
And honestly, that's a favorable schedule.
That's a great schedule
for us. No, we got some tough road games. Got to go up to Titusville and play, and
Cardinal Newman.
We got to play Cardinal Newman, but that's at home.
Yeah.
But that's a game I want to try to get on schedule every year, or somebody similar to that, because they're good.
Yeah,
they're real good. They played in the
they
regional.
Should be better this year.
I think they was in
Trinity
the regional.
Catholic.
They was in the regional finals last year.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good test of where we are mid-season.
Yeah, no doubt. You'll see 8 of their games for sure right here. The Kickoff Classic is on the road. That's at Lake Brantley. Won't be there, and we will not be in Boynton Beach. It's just tough for us to get out of county on on Friday nights. Coach, congratulations on a fabulous spring. It was a pleasure to do your game Friday night, your jamboree, and we look forward to a successful season of MCC Hustler football. For head coach Willie Tillman, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski, live from Jimmy Hula's for the Brevard Sports Network.